Hey, how you doing? It's Clayton Tini from the First Home Buyer Club. 100 lessons in 100 days, day 72, lesson 72. And today what I want to talk about is parental guarantors and how your actual parents can help you get into your first home faster. Now, the first thing I want to talk about before I explain about guarantors, gifts, and all the rest is, like I say every week, if you're not currently in a position to purchase a home, if you're not currently saving money, or financially you're not in a position where you want to put money aside for your home and for your future, then do not do it. Just because the government has given away $40,000 in free cash does not mean you should be racing in there if it's not the right time for you. So on that being said, and we're going to focus on the parental guarantor and how they can help, what are the ways that a parent can help you get into your own home and get in there quicker? And here's three that I can think about. I spoke about two in the comments. I thought about a third since I just clicked the play button, and here we go. The first one is we can use a parent as a guarantor to help you get into your own home. So that means that we're going to use the equity that they have in their house as security. The money doesn't transfer. They don't have to give anything. They don't have to pay anything to allow you to purchase your own home. The second point, the second way you can use it is this. They can help you by giving you a gift of funds for a deposit, for example, to tick the box to get into your own home. And the third way, and we've had this with a few clients, is that they can lend you money to help you pay down debt to get you in a position to get in your own home. And we can use funds that are going to come later on, like the home builder boost when you get that money, that you can help towards it. Now, out of all the three, one of my favorite is if you can help get your debts paid off, because at least then you only have to worry about the house, correct? And then more importantly, that surplus cash that you always had every week, paying towards the car loan, the credit card, and the personal loan, that now can get focused towards the offset account and the home loan to help that 30-year mortgage really get smashed off, and hopefully can pay it off in as little as 10 or 15. And really with some small changes, you can do that easy. And if you watch my Facebook Live the other day, and what I spoke about there was as much as or as little as $100 a week extra can knock off 8 to 9 years off a $400,000 mortgage. And what I only discovered today, I don't smoke, right? I'm not having a dig at smokers or anything else. I heard that smokes are as much as $60 for a pack now. Now, my analytical brain jumped into gear, and I jumped on Google. And my calculations, in a pack of smokes is there's 40 in them. And the average smoker smokes somewhere around 10 to 14, which according to Google is down from 17, means then that you're buying multiple packets each week. So that smoking habit, good or bad, and I'm not here to judge, could knock off 8 years off your mortgage. Wow, that is a lot, right? All right, now we're going to focus on a few other things. What I like about the parental guarantor is this. If you use a parent as a guarantor, you're more than likely going to get a cheaper interest rate. You're more than likely going to avoid mortgage insurance. And the third one is that a lot of the time, even though the process might drag out and be a little bit longer, you've got a higher chance of approval. And that's a pretty good position to be in when you're looking at purchasing your own home. Cheaper interest rate, no mortgage insurance, and faster approvals. Now, if you're a first home buyer, an Australian citizen right now, you don't need to worry about the mortgage insurance, because as long as you don't purchase under, can't think of the top of my head, I think it's $650 for the mortgage insurance, $750 for the home builder. As long as you stay under $650,000, that's here in Queensland, you can avoid mortgage insurance. And then there's some banks to allow you to use the home builder towards a deposit as long as you can come up with 10% total. And all you need is 5% up front, and then you could use gift of funds. There's a lot of ways to purchase, get in, and knock as much as 5 years off the mortgage just using the actual money that the government's giving you to get into your own home. But everyone says to me, Clayton, that's really great, but what about the unexpected? And I completely understand with that. You got to plan for the unexpected sometimes. The first thing you got to worry about, the first thing I always talk to you about is this. If you don't have the insurance behind you, and then all of a sudden when you're traveling on a moped in Bali, drunk on Bintang and crash and can't work, who's going to pay your mortgage? Why don't you get income protection in place to cover it? We always recommend, if any of our clients are going to use a parent as a guarantor, they must see a financial planner, because at the end of the day, your parent's life is just as important as yours, and we want to make sure that they're not going to get hampered by helping you fast track the home ownership steps. You know what I mean? So in that being said, you need to see a financial planner. We can recommend some people. You may have a financial planner, but we would need to make sure that your parents are secure so that they can actually go guarantor and never have to worry about what if the worst thing can happen. The second thing when you need to understand with this is the banks just want their money, not your house. When you understand that, as long as you don't stop opening the mail, answering the calls, and not opening the door, if you're having some sort of financial difficulty, the best thing you can do, apart from win lotto and pay out the loan, is be transparent and honest with the banks. Because if you can be, and worst case scenario, you have to apply for hardship, least you can protect yourself. And then they're pretty reasonable, right? So if for some reason or another, you can never work again, you just tell the banks that and tell them how you're about to sell the house. And they can put all the payments on hold whilst you work through that. Now, they're going to add it on top at the end. So when you sell it in 30, 60 days, the mortgage repayments that could have cost, they have probably added on top and it'll just be paid out. But there are options, right? Now, the other thing you need to understand is if you miss one payment, that doesn't mean they're coming after your house and the banks. Yes, they're not going to be happy with you and they're going to tell you about it and send you a letter. And we don't want you to continue to do it over and over, but they're not going to take your house or your parents' house. But it brings back to the same point I always say over and over. You need to understand your budget. You need to understand what you're purchasing and how that will affect your life. And you also need to make sure that the decisions you make today are going to reward your future, not punish it. So with those things in mind, I want you to think long and hard about what you're about to do and if it's the right choice and opportunity for you. Because the lowest interest rates and over 40 grand in cash and incentives on offer, because you got 40 grand cash, you can avoid stamp duty, you can avoid mortgage insurance. It is a great time if you're ready or in a position. So the only thing we want you to do is not rush out and buy a home, not rush out and jump on the phone, is make sure you're ready and you want it. And if you want it, we can help you create the plan. My team's waiting here. We're happy to chat. There's our 30-second qualification quiz in the comments below that you can work through. And we can work through the areas, the house, the location, the type, and the future. But you need to make sure today that it's the right choice for you and your family, and it's going to benefit your future and not hamper it. All right, guys, I hope you have a really good weekend. Chat to you tomorrow. Happy Friday. Bye.